All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to tackle the world of modern marketing. We'll explore how it went from simple ads to the super complex, data-driven engine it is today, and most importantly, what it all means for you. Let's get to it.
So let me ask you something. When you hear the word marketing, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it a flashy Super Bowl ad? A catchy jingle you can't forget? Well, if that's the case, you're going to want to stick around, because we're about to show you just how much bigger the picture really is.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll cover what marketing really is. Then, we'll take a quick journey through time. After that, we'll peek inside the marketer's toolkit, and we'll wrap up with what's happening in marketing right now. Okay, so first things first. Before we can jump into all the cool, cutting-edge stuff like AI and influencers, we've got to get the basics down. We need a solid foundation. So, let's ask the big question. What is marketing at its absolute core? Okay, so here's the textbook definition. Now, I know it sounds a little, well, formal, but the two words you really want to lock in on here are process and value. See, marketing isn't just one thing, like making an ad. Nope, it's the entire system, the whole shebang, designed from the ground up to create and deliver something that people actually find valuable.
But you know who really nailed it? The legend himself, Philip Kotler. He boiled it all down to this beautiful, simple phrase, a social process for need satisfaction. And that changes everything. It puts people, real human beings, and their needs smack dab in the center of the universe. It's not about selling something, it's about solving something.
So how does that actually play out in the real world? Well, it all starts with understanding people. Let's say you have a basic need, right? You're hungry. Now you might want a pizza. That's more specific. And if you've got the cash for it, that want becomes a demand. So the pizza place steps in. They provide value by making an amazing pizza, which leads to your satisfaction. And finally, you have the exchange. You give them money, they give you the pizza. See, those simple steps, they're the fundamental gears that make all of marketing work.
But here's the thing, this whole idea of focusing on the customer, it's actually pretty new. Believe it or not, the way businesses have thought about all this has completely flipped on its head over the last 100 years or so.
Just look at this timeline. It tells such a fascinating story. Way back, it was all about production. If you build it, they will come. But then, things got interesting. The real revolution kicked off after the 50s. You had this huge post-war economic boom, right? So suddenly you've got more customers with more cash, but you've also got way more competition. This starts the selling era, where companies basically had to shout to get you to buy their stuff. But then, the really smart companies had a breakthrough. They realized, wait a minute, instead of trying to sell what we've already made, why don't we figure out what people actually need first and then build it? And boom, the marketing era was born.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. It's the ultimate aha moment. Selling is all about the company's needs. We have to get rid of this inventory. Marketing is all about the customer's needs. What problem can we solve for them? It's a complete 180-degree turn from looking in the mirror to looking out the window at the world.
And that way of thinking leads us straight to today's big goal, Customer Relationship Management, or CRM. It's all about building loyalty for the long haul. Because everyone figured out a simple, powerful truth. It costs way, way less to keep a happy customer coming back than it does to constantly go out and find a brand new one.
All right, so we've got the philosophy down. But let's get practical. What do marketers actually do all day? What's in their toolkit?
And wow, the list is long. I mean, look at this. A marketer's job is huge. They're in on the action from the very beginning to the very end. They're doing the research to see what you need. They're helping design the actual product, figuring out the right price, deciding how to get it to you, and then they're the ones talking to you through ads and handling things after you buy. It's a job that connects to literally every other part of the company.
And this is pretty cool. Here's a look at the actual notes that inspired this whole explainer. You can see for yourself just how massive the scope is. I mean, it's all in there, from the nitty-gritty of logistics to the really big picture stuff, like the social and ethical responsibilities of marketing. It just goes to show how deep this really goes. Which brings us right up to the present day. Now, those core ideas we talked about, they're still absolutely true. But the playbook, the way the game is played, oh, that is changing faster than ever. So let's talk about the big trends that are shaping marketing as we speak.
No big surprise here, right? Trend number one is that everything is digital. The internet isn't just a place to do business anymore. For a lot of companies, it's the place. Think about it. Your phone, your social media feed, that's the new town square, the new main street.
And then there's trend number two, AI and personalization. Companies are swimming in data. Your data, my data, everybody's data. And AI is the tool that lets them make sense of it all so they can craft an experience that feels like it was made just for you. So yeah, the idea of one-size-fits-all marketing, it's pretty much over.
We're also seeing this massive shift in who we trust. For decades, we trusted the big brands. Now, people are way more likely to trust an individual, a creator or an influencer they follow, than they are the company that makes the product. And that simple shift has created this entirely new industry built on authenticity and community. So, all of these trends tie into this really important idea called omni-channel marketing. And all it really means is that your experience with a brand should feel connected and smooth no matter where you are. Your time on their app should feel connected to their website, which should feel connected to what it's like to walk into their physical store. The Nike example is perfect. The digital world and the real world just working together seamlessly.
This chart really paints a picture of where all the energy is going right now. I mean, look at that. Digital and e-commerce are a massive 40% chunk. Add in data-driven AI at 25%, well, that's nearly 2/3 of the entire focus right there. But don't sleep on the other pieces. Sustainability and influencer marketing are both grabbing a solid 15% each. This is the new landscape.
So after all that, what's the big takeaway? It's this. Marketing has gone on an incredible journey. It's evolved from just, trying to sell stuff to something much deeper, building real, valuable relationships with people in this crazy, complex digital world we all live in.
So I'll leave you with a thought. From AI that personalizes everything for you to the influencers you follow and trust, which of these powerful forces do you think is going to have the biggest impact on your own decisions as a customer? It's something to think about.